Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Mira and I want to become a web developer without having a degree in computer science. I know, before you all start hammering into your keyboards that this is a bad decision and I should not do this, for whatever reason, please know that there's possibly nothing that you can say that I haven't already considered, so I really do know that I dream big and it might be a naive dream. But I also know that I work very hard for it and I'm just very motivated. So please try to not spread negative energy here or negative stories. I know there's plenty of negative stories out there from people who haven't made it, who are still searching for junior positions, etc, etc. I know, but I still want to try doing it because over the past weeks I really discovered that I do have a passion for coding. I love it. Like, I do have a background in coding which is like dated 10-15 years back when I was in school. So I went to a special type of school that was like focused on everything economy related. We had a lot of business courses, English, translator courses, and a part of this was also computer science. So I started coding when I was like 15, 16 and we worked with Java back then. Also created little games and stuff, and when it came to the end of high school I was like, am I going to study computer science? Which I really should have done in hindsight. Or do I study Japanese? Because oh my god, Japanese is so cool and I love the Japanese culture, blah blah blah, and the language is so beautiful. And oh my god, why not? No, I don't regret that I studied Japanese. I worked in amazing Japanese companies, I lived in Japan, I lived a little life of this, a little dream. But working back here in Germany in Japanese companies just didn't fulfill me. So it happened that after my studies, I came back to Germany and started working in marketing. I have no marketing background, however, just my private social media that I always like to do, but that was basically it. So I never really studied marketing or anything. So I just studied Japanese. That was my degree. Yeah, worked in marketing for a few years. Mostly didn't enjoy it because it's just a very extroverted field and I just don't see myself in that. I'm a very introverted person. I just don't like to be around people. It's okay to work with people to some degree, but I just don't like to be like the center of attention, you would say. I think of all the jobs out there, marketing is really a type of job where you have to smile constantly. You constantly need to be like super creative and like super innovative and just, I don't know, just too much for me personally, and I just don't see myself in there. I can definitely explain all this in more detail, but that would be maybe stuff for another video if you're interested in hearing that. So I definitely do have reasons to shift from marketing to something else. I came to a point where I just felt sick going to work every day. I just didn't feel comfortable. I felt too pressured, and not because of the job itself. I basically enjoyed the actual work, yeah, but not the part around it. So maybe it's just like autism things, I don't know, but it's just something, the social aspect, the happiness aspect was something that I truly struggled with. I just don't want this for my life. I don't want to feel sick when I go to work. I don't need to feel happy when I go to work, but I need to feel okay, you know? And if you don't feel okay about the thing that you're doing for like the biggest part of the day, and something's wrong. So last year it happened that I got laid off for the very first time in my life. I never lost a job. I was working since I was 12, so non-stop, and that was the first time I got laid off. It was a terrible company. The job itself was cool. I had amazing colleagues, but just like the management, it was a disaster. Also something I can tell in another story, but to cut it short, it was horrible. So it started already within week 1 that I felt sick and I didn't want to work. It was just awful. Anyways, I don't want to go into detail right now. So yeah, I got laid off, and this just got me thinking like, what is it actually that I want to do with my life? I'm also a photographer and UGC creator, so I focused on this in the past year. But obviously, like, every month you have a different income. It's not something stable, it's just too insecure. It's nice as a side hustle. Obviously I could focus more on photography, but it's also like I do love it, but I don't want too much of it. Anyways, so recently, a few weeks back, 2 or 3 months now back, I was thinking back of the decisions I made in high school. I was like, maybe I should think about if there's a way to get into tech nonetheless, although I didn't study it. And so I did some research, I talked with friends who work in tech, and I got very supportive voices around me saying that I should just go for it, but like follow a roadmap, like see if it's really what I want to do. And that was what I spent the past 2 months with. Like I made a Udemy account, took a lot of bootcamps there, basically coded every day, and I just know it's what I want to do. I was never so certain about anything career-wise. I just know I want to code. And specifically, I love front-end. I love developing websites or applications, and it's just so cool. I really do enjoy it. It can also be super frustrating when you just don't find what the hell is wrong in the code, and then it's just one semicolon and it took you like 2 hours to find it. But well, I think you know exactly what I talk about. But it's so rewarding to see like when something works and what you just created. So you get like this constant reward thing that you don't need from any external person, but you just give it yourself because you just made this and it just worked and it looks great. And it's just something I really like about it, and something that I also appreciated back then at school when I had computer science for, as I said, 4 years or so. So it was always very cool. Obviously, I know that it's a challenging job. It's very challenging, and there's a lot I need to learn. I'm currently following the front end side. So I started very basic with HTML and then got more into CSS in quite detail, and now I'm at JavaScript. So, and the next thing on the to-do list would be React, and so on and so on. I'm really enjoying that. I would absolutely love to do like some further education, and I'm currently looking into something that I could do here in Germany, but it's very expensive and I don't know if I can get a support on this maybe, but there's like a course that's not just a bootcamp but like a 1-year thing where you get like basically educated to become a software engineer. And that would be something I'd be very interested in doing, but obviously don't know if it's gonna work out, maybe not, we'll see. I already had an interview with them and they just got me more hyped, but as long as I don't know how to finance this, yeah, I have to continue, you know, teaching myself. But I spoke to so many people who taught themselves coding fully unknown, and they work as web developers, as software engineers, whatever. So it's not just black and white, I feel. I feel it's easy to say like, AI is taking over everything, or you will definitely not find anything without a degree. Because at the end of the day, I do have a degree, not in computer science, but I do have a bachelor's. And I worked a few years in marketing. I have UX UI experience, which could be very useful if I want to go into front-end development. So it's not like that I have the worst starting point, I think. I hope, at least I tell myself that. But it's gonna be difficult. But at the end of the day, what do I have to lose? It's a catastrophe anyways. Like after I got laid off in this job, I was applying for other jobs because I had good references, I have a few years of experience, but I just didn't find a job. Although I sent out so many. I got some offers that were terribly paid, or just terrible conditions, and I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna, you know, kill my mental health again, because I've been down there and it's horrible. Yeah, worst thing is it doesn't work out, but at least I've tried. And I'm gonna give myself like a year or so, I would say, to really get good into what I'm doing and to maybe land some interviews and hopefully land a job. So if you want to follow me along my journey, please leave a subscribe, and also let me know if there's anything you want to hear more about. I plan on doing a lot of vlogs, like taking you around and show you what I do in a week, what I learn and what my goals are, what I achieved, what I tried, whatever. I'm just gonna take you along with everything. And if you're also somebody who thinks about changing career paths and maybe even in the direction that I want to go, then also welcome here, and yeah. I hope that we can motivate each other, so really try to avoid negative vibes. We all know that it is highly possible it does work out, but we don't want to hear it, okay? So no need to, yeah, send negative energy. And also if there's women in tech, please let me know. Write in the comments. I'm so curious how many women are actually there. I know it's just a few, we're not many, but yeah, we'd really like to connect, so that's it for today. Hope to welcome you on my journey, and yeah, have a lovely day. Goodbye.